There is a psychological truth that sounds a bit uncomfortable, but has been researched for many years. People with good looks are often treated better. This isn't necessarily because they are more talented, nor entirely because society is intentionally biased, but because the human brain tends to process information very quickly, and it isn't always fair. When we see someone attractive, the brain almost immediately draws a series of conclusions, even when we don't know anything about them yet. We tend to think that person is smarter, friendlier, more trustworthy, and even more competent. The notable thing is, this process happens almost unconsciously. We don't sit there analyzing. The brain simply jumps to conclusions from appearance to personality. In psychology, this phenomenon is called the halo effect. When one outstanding trait, like appearance, makes us assign a series of other positive qualities to that person. Good looks, therefore, create a huge advantage in social interaction. Humans open up more easily to what makes them feel visually pleased. When we feel comfortable, we let our guard down. When we are less guarded, the conversation flows more smoothly. Not because the other person is more deserving, but because our brain feels safer being near them. It is that initial comfort that opens up more opportunities, easier to be listened to, easier to get help, easier to connect. And this continues to appear very clearly in academic and work environments. Many studies show that attractive people are often evaluated more positively in interviews. They are more easily trusted with tasks, and when they make mistakes, sometimes they are also more easily sympathized with and forgiven. What is worth noting is, decision makers are usually unaware that they are being biased. They truly believe they are evaluating fairly, while the brain has secretly made a choice very early on. However, the advantage of appearance doesn't only have a bright side. When others place too many expectations, people with good looks also have to shoulder an invisible pressure. They are expected to be talented, to be stable, to always be confident and in control of everything. And when they fail, when they are weak, the disappointment from those around them often comes faster and harder. Not because they are worse, but because they were placed on too high a pedestal from the start. Psychology does not encourage judging people by their looks. On the contrary, it helps us recognize our own biases. Understanding that we have a tendency to favor appearance is the first step to looking at others more fairly. And also to remind ourselves, don't feel inferior just because you don't impress at first glance, but also don't idolize anyone just because they look attractive. Because a real human being always needs more time than just one look.